Good morning, student. I hope all of you are fine. Today we will discuss about a new chapter, Landform. In this chapter, we will identify different types of landform or the physical feature present on our Earth. We will also locate where this type of physical features are, and we will differentiate between the process of formation of different types of mountain. We will also discuss little bit about the process, and we will see how the mountains have been created. After reading out or discussing about different types of landform, we will go to understand how different landforms are having impact on human life. We will compare the life of the mountain with the life of the plain also. So let us start with the landform. Whenever we look around, in some places we see buildings, some places we see greenery, and some places we see mountains. These are all different types of landforms. Of course, buildings have been made by mankind, but whatever naturally made by the nature, or how the land have been formed into different shape, creates different type of features on our earth. Our earth is the combination of different landforms. That means different types of landform exist different part of the world. Lithosphere is one of our earth's parts, and it is solid outer part of the earth. Let us know that different landforms are created only because of different tectonic activities. Let us know what is tectonic activities. It is the movement of tectonic plates. Tectonic plates are very large plate upon which we are living. In the world there are different tectonic plates. When these plates are moving, of course it is moving very slowly. The whole lithosphere is divided into 15 major tectonic plates. We are living on the Indian tectonic plate. Because of this tectonic activities that is taking place around the edge of the tectonic plate or boundary of these plates, they collide, they tear apart or slide against each other. These landforms have been created. The movement of tectonic plates is becomes possible because of thermal energy and also the rotational force of the earth. Because of thermal energy, the lithosphere or the solid object present inside the earth becomes a semi-solid, and it helps to make move the tectonic plates. Landform can be a mountain, a valley, a plain, a plateau, desert, or island. We will identify one after another later on. There are mostly two forces are responsible, or the forces responsible for creation of landform is categorized into two categories: endogenic forces and exogenic forces. Just remember that endogenic forces are the inside force of the earth. Because of inside force of the earth, the tectonic plate moves. Moreover, because of endogenic forces, when the plates move and collide with each other, we have earthquake. When it slides down, some parts have been lifted off and elevated into a mountain. So, endogenous processes are those processes which originate within the earth's crust. These processes cause earthquake and volcanic activities also. There are three main endogenous processes: folding, faulting, and volcanism. We will discuss detail about all three processes. Now let us look into exogenous force. I told you exogenous force means external force which origin externally. The process derive their energy from external source like solar energy or any other energy. Because of external force, we have withering and erosion of land, water, erosion of land, erosion of soil, and movement of or running of water. These include all underground water, wave, current in the water body, sea and ocean current, and movement of glacier also. We will discuss later on how it is responsible to give different form to the land and makes different types of landform. Faulting. Let us have a look into uh, faulting. That is because of tension and compression. Because of tension and compression, a crack or fault have been created on the solid surface of the earth, and because of this continuous tension and compression, a rock is displaced. Usually we experience an earthquake as a result of this fault movement. Now just look how mountains are being created on our earth. A mountain can be described as naturally elevated surface on the earth. Usually we take it lightly what is mountain and what is hill. You just remember hills are just below 600 meter. If it is more than 600 meter, we call it mountain. They usually have a rectangular peak at the top of the mountain is called peak. So peak usually have a rectangular shape. Moreover, mountain not only exist on earth's surface but also below the ocean. In the ocean floor there is also mountain exist. The highest mountain of the world is lies in our country, that is Himalaya Karakoram mountain range that lies in the northern side of our country. There are three types of mountain: fold mountain, block mountain, and volcanic mountain. Let us have a look how fold mountains are being created. Because of this movement of tectonic plates, a movement of collision of two plates. I will give you one example. You take a piece of paper or piece of small clothes, you keep it stretched on the table, and with your two palm from both sides. You try to squeeze it slowly, and you will see that that middle portion of the cloth or middle portion of the paper will lift up exactly like on the earth surface. Because of this pressure, pressure from both sides, middle portion of the earth lift off or elevated and develop into a mountain, and this is called fold mountain. Fold mountain are the most common type of mountain. They are most of the world's largest mountain ranges are fold mountain. For example, the Himalayan, Alps, Aravalli and Andes are the fold mountain. Meaning and characteristic of fold mountain. Fold mountains are divided into two categories: young fold mountain and old fold mountain. The mountains which were formed or occurred in 10 to 20 million years ago, 10 to 20 million years ago, are known as young fold mountain. We can identify young fold mountain by their shape. Usually young fold mountain have a conical peak, and old fold mountain have a round peak. Young fold mountain are complex folding of the rocks. Young fold mountain have a series of parallel ranges. Parallel ranges is a chain of mountain that is situated side by side, and many series of mountain have been there usually in case of young fold mountain. Young fold mountains have also intermountain plateau. Intermountain plateau is the plateau surrounded by mountain. On all sides, mountains are surrounded by plateau. A plateau is a tableland. That means a land that is just elevated and surrounded by mountain. That is called intermountain plateau. Young fold mountain are liable for earthquake. That means usually when young fold mountains are created, there is always earthquake. You may remember that there is a earthquake few years back in Nepal, and that is also because of our young fold mountain, the Himalaya. Still now Himalaya is growing, and the scientists are believing that our Indian tectonic plate is also moving still now, and different towns and mountains are also changing their shape and positions. Old fold mountains are created before more than 200 million years. Our Aravalli mountain is the very good example of old fold mountain, and also Caledonian and Hercynian mountain of Central Europe are old fold mountain. Old fold mountain have rounded, almost flattened feature, and because in many years, because of erosion and external forces, mountain peak have been eroded, and the conical peak turned into rounded peak. Old fold mountain have rounded or almost flattened feature and low height owing to the process of erosion over a long time. And mountain ranges have a low altitude. That means it is not too high. It have a low altitude and have gentle slope because they have been subject to denudation and erosion. Many old fold mountain exist as relics, means it's just a physical feature. We just observe and we see it. Old fold mountain consists of monadocs. That means it exists very separately as a standing landform which withstand the erosion. Now let us have a look into block mountain. Block mountain are another common type of mountain. They form because of fault, and in this fault of compression and tension, this crust of the earth cracked into different blocks, and during this movement the some blocks have been raised up and some goes down, and elevated or raised up blocks create a mountain. This is called block mountain. Some of the very prominent and popular block mountain is Vosges in France and Black Forest in Germany. Block mountains are created out of old hard rocks, and it has flat and slightly sloping surface. Block mountain have a stiff side. These are some of the characteristic of block mountain. Vosges mountain is situated in eastern France, and it exists between Alsatian plain in the east and the plateau of South Lorraine in the west. The Rhine River flows parallel to this mountain, and Vindhyas is situated in the state of Madhya Pradesh. It is in the central India. The Vindhyas have separated southern and northern India. This range originates from the state of Gujarat and continues into the east and north till the river Ganges at Mirzapur. Now let us look into volcanic mountain. Volcanic mountain are formed due to volcanic eruption. Where there is a volcanic eruption, the semi-molten and molten lava comes out, and when it flows out, it deposited near the hole, and it makes a conical shape. And when it takes a conical shape, it creates a mountain. Good example of volcanic mountain are Mount Fuji at Japan and Mount Kilimanjaro in South Africa are example of volcanic mountain. Let us have a discussion about what is the importance of mountain. Mountains are storehouse of water. Many high mountains have peaks always covered with ice and form glacier, and these glaciers slowly release water, and that releasing water makes a river perennial. So perennial rivers are always comes out of glacier. That's why North Indian rivers are perennial in nature. High mountains are affect the climate and weather. If we would not have Himalaya mountain at the north, we would suffer cold very severely, because from the northern side of our northern hemisphere, from Mongolia, Russia and China, cold wind could have flowed towards India. So during winter it could have been a very severe cold unless there is Himalayan mountain. So it acts as a barrier which do not allow cold wind pass into Indian subcontinent. Mountains also gives very fertile soil to the land, and it generate good crops. Mountain is very rich in flora and fauna. Different types of beautiful flowers and medicinal plants, and different animals also found in mountain and forest ranges. The slope of mountain have forest which influence the climate, control and moderate the environment of a place. The trees present in the mountain are very beneficial because it is giving many important things to humankind. It provides fruit, shelter to animals, fuel, fodder, timber, etc. At the last, mountain is one of the attractive tourist destination where people enjoy their leisure life by seeing the beauty of nature. Many hill stations are famous to have good climatic condition for tourists like Uti, Gulmarg, Shimla, Darjeeling in Himalaya. So this is all about our mountains. If you have any question, you can send me. In our next class, we discuss the remaining part of our landforms. Have a good day.